What's up YouTube, it's Eric Kelly, aka The Tech Gentleman, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my 1 week review of the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. Before I get going, I want to remind you guys, make sure you hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I have links in the description below. Also, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And if you got any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll make sure to get back to you. But without further ado, let's talk tech. Alright guys, so it's been 1 week, 7 days, been through a weekend, been through a work week, had family up here, took pictures, took videos, listened to music, took phone calls, responded to emails, did social media, put it through its paces for an entire week, and without even holding anything back, this is the new baseline for foldable devices. With that being said, not saying it's the best, but as of right now, anybody coming into the foldable game, this is the competition. All right, the price point, the feature set, the functionality, the durability, the design. This is the baseline. Meaning this is the minimum that you have to do in order to be successful in the folding smartphone game. Reason why I say that is because of the price point. All right, MSRP is $1,000. If you pay $1,000 for this phone, I'd be shocked. All right, I'd be completely floored if you paid $1,000. You can pretty much go into any store and give them a rock, and they'll give you some sort of discount off of this phone. Some places you go into, like T-Mobile, if you've got a recent phone from the past year or two, they probably give you this for free. All right, so when you have that type of availability, that type of pricing, that type of very low barrier to entry to get this device out there, that's half the battle. And it's very important. The other half is once they get the phone, how do they feel? Is it usable? What type of compromises are you making? Two big things with a foldable: durability, and it has to do more than fold. All right, on the durability front, like I said, once again, the baseline: water resistance. You've got high grade materials. You got Victus glass on it. You've got armor aluminum going around it. You've got a relatively tough inner display. It doesn't feel like, plastic, even though it has a screen protector on it. It feels solid, sturdy, it's not soft and mushy. And the the other part of that is, it has to do more than a fold. All right, this is the third year they've offered a device like this, a folding device. They aren't as new. Most people probably haven't seen one or used one, but if you just say it folds, especially when you're trying to sell it to somebody, that probably won't be enough, because if you just fold it, that means that every time you have to use it, you have to open it up and you're back to a regular smartphone. This display on the front changes the game. All right, so now you have a fully interactive display. You've got all your widgets that you can do. You can interact, you can set alarms, get your step count. You can look at your calendar, you can interact with your buds, but then you have your notifications, which are interactable. You get a text message, you can go into it, you can read it. Somebody sends you a picture message, the picture pops up on the front display. You've got the camera functionality. Double click, you got your photo. You swipe down, get your wide angle, swipe over, get your video. And you can also do wide angle video as well. You've got hand gestures to where you can actually have it take a video. So framing, taking selfies, all that stuff is available on the front display, which makes it very usable. You got your folding kind of gimmicky stuff that Samsung has done, like if you open YouTube, it kind of puts it in this kind of two-pane mode, where the bottom pane is your you're scrolling, and the top pane plays your videos. That's cool, but I think that for most people, it's going to be the fact that it folds down into this compact size, and you got the display that is operational. Now you get into the territory of, why would I spend the same money that this costs on a phone that doesn't fold? All right, now you start putting the pressure on the non-folding phones, because at this point this phone does everything that a regular phone does. There are no compromises. At this price point, between $700 and $1,000 without a trade-in, now you're competing with pretty much every phone in the market. You got decent cameras that used to be on the flagship from a couple of years ago. Battery life's a little shaky. but you know, that varies so much from person to person. It's hard to make a call on that. But durability, usability, you really make no sacrifices with this device, especially now that you can get cases, right? For people that are case junkies or just paranoid about the device, you put a case on here, and I'd argue that this is even more durable when it's closed than your standard phone, because your screen is now folded up and protected. You put a case on it, you got the complete back covered, and the majority of the front is now covered, right? So now you have a case, and you have Victus glass, and you have the armor aluminum, and you have the plastic bumper that's going around the screen before you even get to interacting with the screen as far as damage goes. So from that standpoint, I think it's very difficult to, you know, come into this foldable market and not see this as the blueprint now, right? This is going to sound crazy, but this is the iPhone of foldables right now. Like, it's very simple, not overreaching, not trying to do the most. It's not doing anything that's, you know, shooting for the moon. It's giving you a standard smartphone experience where it just happens to fold up, and you're not worried about it. As soon as you fold this closed, you know, you just get that sense of sturdiness. All right. So as far as for me, this phone is definitely a go. I recommend it. It's the one that I'm recommending to anybody. If you get a chance to try it, this is the year. All right, 2021, Flip 3. You just want to see what the foldable game is about. It's at a price point and a point into the design and development of this phone to where you can try it, and I don't think you'll look back, to be honest. Right, unless you just had like a very specific need. I'm talking to Note users. Then there's very little that this phone won't address, right? Unless you're like one of the niche people, like a camera junkie or, you know, audiophile or something like that. But for everyday use, this is like I said, this is the iPhone of foldables right now. This is the baseline. All right, you got dual cameras, which is a minimum requirement, high refresh rate, internal display, Victus glass, premium build materials. You've also got all the 5Gs, which nobody really talks about, right? All that is setting the bar for this phone to iterate and just get better and better and make it harder and harder for somebody to come into the smartphone game and compete with what Samsung has with this Flip 3 device. But that's pretty much my review of it. Like I said, battery's a little shaky, screen's good, build is great. It's ready to go. All right. If you guys got any questions or comments, make sure you leave them down below. I'll make sure to get back to you. But until next time, guys, I'll talk to you. Peace.